So Arrow season 5 has been phenomenal. It's been great from, the first episode Legacy. It's been great throughout the season. And had a lot of expectations going into the mid-season finale, which is something that I haven't had in Arrow in a while because frankly, whenever I was watching season 4, my expectations were so lower that I never had any high ones. But for season 5, I really do. And Who Are You struck some good notes and strings with me, but it wasn't as good as I think it should have been as an episode. So, to recap the episode, what happens is Laurel, of course, meets Oliver at the end of the episode, and she says that she never died, that Sarah took her from the Wave Rider and saved her. And obviously, it's a very flimsy story, but we see Oliver going along with it, and Felicity going along with it, or so we think. They throw a party for Felicity, or for Laurel, rather, for her being back from the dead, and Felicity swabs her drink. And it turns out that she's actually not the Laurel from Earth 1. She's the Laurel from Earth 2, the one who is also called the Black Siren, who was on that episode of The Flash. So she was freed by Prometheus to torment Oliver. So Oliver and the team track her down, and she reaches out to Oliver and says she wants to help them and help them find Prometheus. But the team captures her. And basically, Oliver tries to talk to her, Laurel, as he would have talked to their Laurel from Earth 1 when she was still alive, and tries to turn her to their side. And things seem to be going that way. But Oliver leaves, and Felicity starts talking to her, and we can clearly see that this Laurel is diabolical, she's evil, and that she's not going to change. And she breaks out. Turns out, though, that Felicity was the one who let her out, because Felicity never trusted her, not even from day one. She didn't think she was going to change. So she put a tracker on this Laurel to hunt down Prometheus, and lo and behold, they find Prometheus in this warehouse, along with Laurel, Earth 2's Laurel, or the Black Siren, and they had to fight her and take her down, and Oliver gets in a fight with Prometheus, but Prometheus escapes. Now, the fight scene with Prometheus was phenomenal, but I did think all the fight scenes involving the Black Siren or Laurel this episode, Earth 2's Laurel, were not very entertaining, because it just consisted of her screaming at different people. And she eventually, of course, Felicity punches her in the face after Curtis uses his device to dampen her sound, and that's how she gets knocked out. And I just think they could have done so many cool choreographed fight scenes with her this episode, but they didn't really do anything like that. It was just her screaming at them and then them falling down on the ground, which is understandable, but I feel like they could have done some cooler fight scenes this episode than what they did. But the Prometheus Oliver fight scene was phenomenal, like always. So, of course, Prometheus gets away in the end. But that's only one of the plot lines in this episode. The other plot line consists, of course, in the flashbacks, Oliver's being tortured by Gregory. And at the end of the episode, he is saved by Talia al Ghul. And so it's going to be cool and interesting to see how she sort of fits into the flashbacks and see how all the Russia flashbacks sort of tie together, and I can't wait to see it. And that's one thing this season's flashbacks has that, of course, season 4's flashbacks didn't have. It has intrigue. It has, it makes you want more. In this episode, we just saw a torture scene. It wasn't anything out of the ordinary. We've seen Oliver tortured a lot, but it was awesome and refreshing to see Talia al Ghul burst in with her arrow at the end of the episode. And she's played by the same actress, or one of the actors, my favorite actresses, Canadian actresses, who plays a member of Liberate and Continuum. I just thought I'd mention that because I really like Lexa Doig as an actor, and it's wonderful to see her on Arrow. And it's going to be cool to see how her character involves the flashbacks. And the third sort of storyline was the one involving Adrian Chase. And Oliver tasked Adrian Chase to help Diggle get out of this situation with this General Walker, who framed him, of course, and who wants to kill him. So General Walker, the whole entire episode, is trying to get Diggle transferred so he can kill him along the route. But Chase is trying to stop him at every turn, but it looks like Chase isn't going to be able to. But Chase, at the end of the episode, tells Diggle to punch him so that he becomes, commits a second crime in Chase's jurisdiction so it can keep him. And this plan works. And I really did like this plot because it got to show more of Chase's personality. and I can't wait to see how he gets Diggle out of this situation. If they'll have to do it legally or if they'll have to break him out again. And a lot of people are saying Chase is probably Vigilante, and of course I believe that too. So it'll be interesting to see if that comes into play here as well. And sort of on a side note, sort of a side plot there was this episode, Curtis sort of is unhinged this whole entire episode, and Renee is trying to sort of help him out. And he convinces Curtis to focus on what he's good at. And so Curtis drops the physical skills. He's still going to go into the field, of course, but he's not going to focus on that. He's going to focus on making tech that will help him fight and help him be a vigilante, which is very cool because that's the whole idea behind Mr. Terrific. He may fight, but he also has technology to help him. So I really do like Curtis's arc this episode, and Renee's relationship and how it grew with Curtis this episode. So this episode had a lot going for it. Who Are You had intrigue going in, of course, because we didn't know who Laurel was, but I don't think it quite reached its potential. It was phenomenal, of course, this episode to see Oliver's guilt in killing Billy, because that was shown, and his guilt in having Laurel, not being able to save Laurel, that got brought out. And the whole Felicity-Oliver relationship this episode was great, because it's so much more mature than in past seasons. I really like it. I loved Curtis's growth this episode. I love the Chase and Diggle subplot. But I do have complaints with this episode. It was oddly paced. It was disjointed, and it seemed like cat and mouse. They'd capture Laurel, she'd escape. They'd capture Laurel, she'd escape. And I feel like this is a trope a lot of the superhero shows in the CW fall into. That happened with season 2 of Legends of Tomorrow. Season 1 of Legends of Tomorrow with Vandal Savage. They would capture him, put him on the Wave Rider, he'd escape. But I have to give this episode, Season 5, Episode 10 of Arrow, a 8.1 out of 10. I hope you've enjoyed this review. Remember to like and subscribe for more Arrow content. This has been Jonesy from Jones Your TV signing off.